Hello, welcome to another episode of Shine Like a North Star. Hello, my name is Carrie Burchill. I am the proud owner of North Star Coaching. We help teams and leaders work through messy and dynamic situations by slowing down to go fast, super hard, and really helping you achieve your ambitious goals. So today I want to talk through something that really requires this skill of calling out the elephant. So imagine this scenario. One of my clients was talking about this recently. They have a team, unhappy. People on the team are playing the victim role. Things aren't fair. It's not right. We're not being treated well. I'm burned out. All of the things that kind of keep people stuck. Interestingly, as a sidebar, I read an article today from Shroom quoting the WHO, the World Health Organization, identifying burnout as something that was workplace specific, not lifestyle or life event directed, but really workplace specific. So when we think about people complaining about workload and burnout, the article talks about something which I've mentioned before too, which is the employees have a responsibility in advocating for themselves. Certainly the leaders want to make some change. The employees need to identify what resonates for them, what the organization can do, and really advocate. Well, what happens often is people are advocating for change. I'm not happy, something needs to go different. But when leaders sort of anticipate what a solution might be to those challenges, silence from the employees. They won't identify what they're thinking or feeling. There's just this wall of silence, which becomes the barrier to moving forward. So as a leader, what you can do to help people embrace change and get to that innovation that needs to happen so that the burnout reduces, so that their complaints reduce, whatever the victim sort of positioning is that employees often talk about themselves feeling, is to name the elephant in the room. So one of my clients talked recently about coming forward with an initiative that they were going to pilot in this organization. So they weren't doing it whole scale. They just saying, hey, we hear you. Things aren't going as well as you want. We can't keep going at this pace. It's crazy. Let's try something and see if it works. Well, what did the team respond with? The wall of silence. So when the leader went back to the group piloting this or wanting to pilot it, asking, gosh, why do you think your team was so silent? Well, the leader said, because I think they just didn't want to say what they were thinking. Gosh, as a leader, this is where some of those facilitation skills come into play. And I really think in leadership development programs and courses, we just sort of skip over the facilitation stuff, which is not doing anybody any favors. As a leader, if you're feeling this elephant of my team's thinking things and they're not saying it, just call out the elephant, which in this example would be, I think you're afraid to say what you're thinking. I can tell you're thinking things and you're just not saying it, right? Call out the elephant. Then the next step of helping people sort of embrace some of this is active listening, which is in part listening to the non-verbals as much as the verbals. So in a group that just is giving you the wall of silence, and there's going to be a bunch of conversation after the meeting, but no one's talking in the meeting, that's when you can really call out some of those behaviors by active listening and say, really, there's a lot of silence to this. I'm not hearing anyone say anything. Lots of you are looking down at the table. No one's piping up to say anything. Just observe what you see happening. Actively listen to what's going on. That can be very powerful. Then after you sort of call out the elephant, I think you're not saying anything because you don't think that we want to hear what you have to say, or whatever you sort of see happening in that moment, then actively listen to the behaviors that you see going on. And around that, then you want to ask questions. So what's driving the silence? What are you afraid to share? What do you think might happen if you did talk? Right? Ask some open-ended questions starting with what or how. We've talked about these on a million other sessions together. Ask questions, and really behind all of this, you are seeding accountability, which is, we talk here. We're going to all be a part of getting to the place that you want to be. You expect people to talk and share their opinions. You expect them to buy into an initiative that's trying to be innovative to respond to some of the complaints that the employees have had. So very high level, call out the elephant, actively listen, ask questions, and accountability. Now, all of that results to you not being the ASKhole, right? It helps people identify what their own behaviors and responsibilities are instead of asking you as a leader, well, how come you did that initiative? Well, you didn't say anything, and so we took initiative to go forward. Well, now you're the ASKhole because you didn't give the person asking what they wanted. They didn't like the answer. All of those ASKhole things. Don't fall into the ASKhole trap, leaders. It's so hard, and you do that by the points that we've already talked about, right? Calling out the elephant, actively listening to the behaviors, asking questions, and really holding people accountable. All right, we need innovation. We need you. We really value what all of the leaders bring to the space that we need to get to. So check me out at carrieburchell.com. Every week we have Shine Like a Northside episode. I look forward to seeing you next time. Feel free to reach out and connect with me. You can find a link to do that through the carrieburchell.com website. We will see you on another round of Shine Like a North Star.